So I like professional wrestling a lot, and there's this wrestler you probably heard of called John Cena. John Cena! No. No. At one point, John Cena was by a large margin the most popular wrestler in WWE. The gimmick that brought him fame was this rapper character, which probably looks and sounds stupid. And it kind of is, but it was also somehow awesome. That's kind of how pro wrestling is. Some things are stupid and some things are awesome, but most things are both stupid and awesome. Anyway, as time went on, Cena's character evolved into what it is today, which is like this morally upstanding Boy Scout type character who treats everyone with respect and never gives up. And the reception to this character is kind of polarized. When John Cena enters the arena, you generally hear an equal mix of cheers and boos. Children, for example, love him. I mean, they really love him. But a lot of older, more cynical fans find this goody two-shoes character to be corny and obnoxious. And there are other reasons that people are annoyed by John Cena, like the fact that the WWE was the John Cena show for 3 years and he never lost any matches. But I understand that this is not the time or place for a wrestling history lesson. I get it. At any rate, I've always liked John Cena's character, even though a lot of other fans are turned off by him. And I think the reason why is that I'm just a sucker for a good guy. In most media we consume, it's generally taken for granted that the hero or protagonist is fundamentally a good person. Sometimes they're a little rough around the edges, sometimes they make mistakes, but we're led to believe that deep down they really have a heart of gold. But I feel like more and more we're expected to accept that, even when there's little evidence of it. Like Batman, he's supposed to be this hardened vigilante with a strong sense of justice. But in most mainstream media, he's usually depicted as using his endless resources to carry out violent and destructive personal vendettas, which are based in anger and frustration rather than logical ideas about what's good for his community. Like, you're a billionaire, Bruce Wayne. You could fix way more problems by using your tremendous wealth than by punching people. Even when we think he committed the ultimate sacrifice to save Gotham, a couple scenes later, it's like, oh, yeah, he's fine. Yeah, I just didn't really feel like being Batman anymore. By the way, did you know they built a statue for me? What a bunch of goobers. I've been slowly reading the Harry Potter books. And when I say slowly, I mean very slowly, but I've been discussing them on my second channel if you want to go check that out. And I'm only on the third book, don't get me wrong, so I'm probably missing a lot of character growth. But that's 3 whole complete stories, so I feel like my point still stands. The character, Harry Potter, is so far the worst. He's selfish and bratty, and so far there has been little indication that he really gives a shit about anyone. And it's not just action and adventure stories. Liz Lemon and Leslie Knope are 2 very popular sitcom protagonists. We're supposed to relate to them and believe that they're good people deep down, but Liz Lemon is mean and a borderline sociopath at times, and Leslie Knope is overbearing and judgmental, and she throws tantrums when she doesn't get her way. Now, they usually fix whatever bullshit they've created by the end of the story, but they never really learn their lesson. It starts right back up on the next episode. Without the nice and shiny, sigh, I guess I'll do what's right moment in the last 10 minutes of each episode, these characters would be arguably indistinguishable from villains. I say that I like good guys, but I'm also very intrigued by stories that have protagonists that are unambiguously not good. Either they just work for their own selfish interests, or sometimes they're just straight up evil. This is rare, of course, but when it's done well, we watch them because they're interesting or entertaining, even if we know they're not heroes. We're not made to believe that deep down they're actually good people. Now, perhaps part of the reason why these characters are so popular is because they're not perfect, and in that way they are kind of relatable. They have flaws and weaknesses that a lot of us can vouch for. But a character doesn't have to be perfect in order to be believably good. Far from it. Kimmy Schmidt, another popular sitcom character, is naive and clueless, but also optimistic and friendly. She continues to help and inspire her friends, even when they clearly don't deserve it. Abby and Alana make a lot of mistakes and are often oblivious to the world around them and the consequences of their actions, but they don't consciously mean any harm to anyone, and they're passionate and genuine to each other and everyone else they care about. Sorry I talk about sitcoms so much, I just really like sitcoms. Someone on Tumblr recently asked me who my favorite superhero was, and among other things I said I really like the idea of Superman. Now, a lot of people hate Superman for the same reasons that wrestling fans hate John Cena. But Superman is the epitome of a good guy. He's a dude that literally crash landed on a planet that he owes knows nothing and decided to try and save it. He didn't need a family member to die. He didn't sigh and say, I guess I'll do it. He's good for good's sake. A lot of people say that Superman is uninteresting because he's too perfect, but depending on the writer, Superman can be depicted as a morally perfect being who never makes bad decisions, or he could be shown to be unsophisticated or impulsive. But what's never in question is the fact that he's good. Everything Superman does is informed by his desire to help people and save the world. And I like that. When we're kids, we look up to heroes like John Cena and Superman because they're these larger than life symbols of all that's good in the world. But as we grow up and get more jaded, we realize that the world is more complicated than good guys versus bad guys. So we tend to embrace more human characters with weaknesses we can identify with. And this makes sense, but personally, I appreciate characters with strong moral strength. Optimistic characters who don't have to think twice about doing what's right. Maybe it's unrealistic, but it's an ideal that inspires me. That's just me though. Thank you for watching this video. Check out this other video I made about anxiety. I want to give a shout out to all of the new subscribers. How you doing? Be honest, be assertive, be kind, be open-minded. If you agree, drop a heiko in the comments section and subscribe if you like my hair. Thank you once again for watching my video. For those that don't know, I'm a full-time YouTube creator, and the only way that I'm able to do that is through your support, and a large portion of that support comes through Patreon. Now, Patreon is a crowdfunding site for people like me with ongoing creative projects. It's kind of like an online tip jar where you can set it up to donate just a couple bucks every time I make a new video. So if you find any value in my channel or my videos, or if you just want to support me, please consider signing up for Patreon. That would be super amazing and totally appreciated. But even if you don't feel like it, or if you can't, that's fine too. I just thank you for watching.